As a child in an Icelandic fishing community, Orri Vigfusson lived through the catastrophic collapse of the local herring stocks. When the Atlantic salmon seemed to be going the same way, Orri, now a successful businessman, decided to end commercial salmon fishing in the North Atlantic by raising funds to buy and retire all the fishing licenses on both sides of the ocean. 17 years later, he's 85% of the way to his goal. One guy, preserving a noble fish. If Orri Vigfusson can do that, what can you and I do?
My ambition is to make commercial agreements in the feeding grounds and the migration route for salmon, so they can migrate throughout the North Atlantic range freely and always have a chance to come back to their home native river.
Essentially to end net fishing in the North Atlantic, is that?
Yes, the end of net fishing and long lining. There was a lot of long lining for salmon taking place in the Northeast Atlantic. The Faroes operated these long lines. They were started by Danish fisheries, Danish fishermen from the island of Bornholm in the Baltic.
How did this come about? How did it come about that you decided, one guy initially decided that essentially commercial fishing of salmon in the North Atlantic should end? How did?
In Iceland, we export fish for about $2 billion a year. There are 300,000 of us. So we know a great deal about fisheries management.
So who's left? If you've got about 85% of the commercial fishing, it's essentially retired, who's the other 15%?
Mostly in Norway, also in Scotland, coastal nets in various places in Scotland, mostly on the northeast coast of Scotland, in the Montrose Basin, in the north, very top tip of northern part of Scotland, and also in Ireland, in the so-called Foyle district. This is the district where North and South Ireland meet. And there they have operated a mixed stock fishery. It has now been banned for 4 years because of pressure. Our partnership, our friends in Ireland, were able to get through the European Union. There was a 4-year moratorium on this. And before that is up, we are now raising money to build the funds to try to buy them out before they reopen the fishery.
You've said you're a believer in green capitalism, and I guess we've been talking about that. But tell me a little more about green capitalism, because I think there are an awful lot of people who are green who think that capitalism is the problem.
Yes, well, I see. I mean, I have used my fund is really a green capitalism. You know, we would like to restore salmon stocks, but we do it by brokering agreements between the stakeholders. So one stakeholder, he gets out of business and gets a new business away from the salmon, something sustainable, but the salmon for him was unsustainable. So that is how we buy and sell, you know. That is in essence what we're doing, brokering deals, you know, between one group of stakeholders and another group of stakeholders. You know.
Orri Vigfusson, one of the great conservationists and one of the great examples of our time. If you were inspired by Orri's defense of the salmon, you may want to hear more about Paul Watson's defense of the whales, or Diana Beresford Kroger's defense of the forests, or Jane Goodall's dedication to the chimpanzees. You'll find them all on the Green Interview site. For the Green Interview, I'm Silver Donald Cameron. Thanks for joining us.